Welcome back to the morning edition. The Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, or URCA, hearing the concerns of residents in Grand Bahama. URCA mounted a pop-up office on the island. Megan Shepard has more.
Executive Officer of the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, URCA, Stephen Barreau, says that they want to make their presence felt on the island of Grand Bahama and throughout the family of islands. He says that these pop-up office meetings will ensure that their regulatory activities are brought to all of the islands on a regular basis.
We've established a series of pop-up offices, which basically means we bring our key members of our team to the island, and we're here and available to members of the public in Grand Bahama to make complaints, discuss URCA issues, and generally to get a feel for how people feel about the sectors that we regulate. It would be remiss of me not to note that obviously we have some jurisdictional challenges in relation to the port area in particular. We hope that those will begin to be resolved during 2020 or early in 2020. In the meantime, though, we feel it's important to exercise what we see the law as telling us we are responsible for.
Director of Communications Carlton Smith adding that they want to hear from residents, particularly post-Hurricane Dorian. He notes that services were interrupted in both the telecommunications and broadcast sectors, and this will give the authority an opportunity to receive feedback from both the service providers and consumers.
We get to hear how that service is being restored. We've been receiving reports from the various service providers as to the recovery efforts on Grand Bahama to see if the reports that we're receiving are in line with what people are saying that they're receiving on the island of Grand Bahama. So it also gives us an opportunity to better understand what are the challenges that people are facing in the telecommunications sector and broadcast sectors.
Director of Utilities and Energy, Siobhan Cambridge, adding that while they do have some jurisdiction issues, they are on the ground to liaise with all stakeholders and to get a feel of the situation on the island.
Having just gone through the Hurricane Dorian, the passage of Hurricane Dorian, and the damage that has happened to the local infrastructure, one of the things that we're here to see is what lessons can be learned in terms of resiliency and the rebuild and the development of all of the islands of the Bahamas. So it's not just about Grand Bahama, but we're kind of on a fact-finding mission that would allow us to improve lives through better regulation of utilities.
Now, Director of Corporate and Consumer Relations, Mavis Johnson-Colley, is encouraging residents to take advantage of the pop-up office and voice their concerns. She says that complaints should not always be seen as negative, but rather present an opportunity for improvement. She notes the areas of top concern on Grand Bahama.
Billing, concerns of the time it takes to have services restored when services have been disrupted, and not knowing where to go and the kinds of questions to ask, and not understanding the obligations on the part of the service providers. Yes, there are obligations that the consumer has, but there are also some obligations on the part of the providers to ensure that their service reach a certain standard, an agreed standard that has been set in conjunction with the regulator, to understand that, within a certain period of a disconnection, whether it's a wrongful disconnection or a disconnection with reason, that there's a certain time frame within which I can expect to have my services restored.
Now, pop-up hours will be from 9 a.m. to 12 noon through Tuesday, December 3rd. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.